Hi everyone. Today I'm going to review watercolor, the Magic Watercolor Sponge Eraser. It completely removes unwanted watercolor paint from your paper with the miracle paint grabbing job ability of all Magic Sponge Eraser. What you're supposed to do is simply dampen and gently rub the desired areas until the paint is removed. Be sure to rinse the sponge frequently to avoid reapplying paint stored in the sponge on your paper. Completely reusable, simply rinse the sponge clean and it's ready to go again, chemical free. Hey, and I was skeptical at first when I saw it on Amazon, and when I got this product, I got it with a DVD, The Magical World of Fantasy Watercolor with Sharon Hertz. I I would put a link to get this DVD because you will like it, but the problem is, I'm getting sorry, the website is no longer exist on Amazon. So when I got it, the next day it was gone, and so I got lucky getting this. And they had like a promotional sale where they'll give you a DVD plus products to go with the DVD. I got the DVD, Magic Eraser, some watercolor paper. And bottom line is, I use it not for special effects like sort of Sharon Hertz does, but I use it to clean up. This is the first painting where I used it, and before I ever got the product, I'll show you where I was trying to clean up a spot right there, and I damaged the paper a little. It's a little rough. If you touched it, it's a little rough, and I damaged the paper. So before I messed it up completely, I just stopped, put it aside, and when I got the eraser, I finally was able. I just wetted it and dabbed, and it cleaned. It almost turned white. It cleaned it, and it didn't damage the paper. That's what I love about that eraser. And I used it to lighten up certain areas. I used it to lighten up that area. And it cleaned up hard edges. I had some hard edges here, and I didn't like them. So when I used the sponge to smooth them out a little bit, to fade out those edges. The roses, they're in my yard, and I took photos of them. That's all I have in my yard are for the roses, and they're the only ones that are photographic. So yeah, I do a little bit of photography, mostly the plants in my yard. And so when I got the roses and my photos, I printed them out as large or small as I want, put them on my trace, and I traced the roses. Yeah, like I could really draw that to as much as accuracy as. And then what I did was use watercolor pencil to trace outlines of the rose, and then I put watercolor. And I got the idea from another watercolor artist. Can't remember the name, but I put it on my description. I did the same thing this time without the squares, and I added a rose. And when I say I had to clean up the edges, you could see they were like getting hard edges, and so I didn't like that. So I got the sponge, I wet the sponge, wet the paper, dab just very lightly, and it got rid of the edges. It smoothed it out. It blended the watercolor even when it was dry. And this was when the watercolor was dry. And I did some watercolor sanding. I used a sandpaper and some watercolor pencil. I tried that technique out, get a textured look. And this is my result of that. I do have a video where I you'll see me use the sponge, and you'll have a pretty good idea what you'll get out of it. Yeah, the Magic Colored Eraser, I recommend it. It's $10 on Amazon, and this is just the sponge, and it'll take about 2 to 3 weeks to get here.